So in terms of quality, their quality is much, much inferior to the imported quality.
As we already know, the Dangote Refinery is a 650,000 barrels per day integrated refinery and a petrochemical project which has just been constructed and completed in the Lekki Free Trade Zone in Lagos, Nigeria. Currently, it stands as Africa's biggest oil refinery and the world's biggest single-train facility. The Dangote Refinery is designed to process a variety of light and medium grade of crude to produce Euro V quality clean fuel including gasoline and diesel as well as jet fuel and polypropylene. Nigeria, on the other hand, estimated to hold about 37 billion barrels of proven oil reserve. Nigeria is the second biggest oil-rich country in Africa after Libya. Nigeria is, however, dependent on imported refined fuel products due to lack of domestic refining capacity. One of the reasons for which the Dangote refinery was built was to double Nigeria's refining capacity and help meet the increasing domestic fuel demand while generating foreign exchange through export. The refinery before completion was designed to produce up to 50 million liters of gasoline and 15 million liters of diesel a day. The processing facility of the refinery included a crude distillation unit and an associated facility, a mild hydrocracking unit, a residual fluid catalytic cracking unit, a naphtha hydrotreater, a gasoline hydrosulfurization unit, as well as alkylation unit. The refinery complex also houses sulfur recovery and hydrogen generation facility and a polypropylene unit comprising two steam methane reformers units, a hydrogen generation facility which will generate 200,000 nm cubic meters of hydrogen and steam to produce sulfur-free fuel. Other processing unit includes the Stratco alkylation unit, the MEX sulfuric acid regeneration unit, the MEX Dynawave sulfur recovery unit, and the Belco EDV fluid catalytic cracking unit. The infrastructure facilities includes a pipeline system, access roads, tank storage facilities, and crude and product handling facilities, a marine terminal including a breakwater, jetty, and harbor. Other facilities developed to support the project includes the administrative building, guide houses, fire stations, and pump stations. Furthermore, the refinery complex houses a fertilizer plant which actually utilizes the refinery byproduct as raw materials. Sadly, there is currently a huge problem plowing the Dangote refinery and is actually threatening the existence of the refinery. Recall that the former president of Nigeria, Buhari, commissioned the Dangote refinery before his tenure expired. However, until now, NNPC is yet to license the Dangote refinery. Recently, there has been trade of words between the management of NNPC and regulators and that of Dangote. It actually looks like it is a deliberate attempt to ensure that Nigerians do not have a working refinery. To be candid, what is the essence of traveling to seek out foreign investors when our local manufacturers cannot be protected? Recently, the oil regulatory body in Nigeria has accused Dangote refinery of producing substandard products for the Nigerian market. This accusation has been debunked by Dangote as he has come out to say that most of the imported products are of inferior quality, which is why most of our vehicles are breaking down daily. To be sincere, Nigerians now need to speak up and start asking questions. Now we can see the real issue happening to our 4 dead refineries. We can also see the issue behind the Ajaokuta abandoned project. We can also see that few people have turned themselves to cabals and are holding the entire nation to ransom with very big English. Education that should be a leveler currently is no longer working because we can't say we have the middle class anymore considering all parameters to determine same. Now we have just either the upper class or the lower class. Why are they hell-bent on destroying what's left of Nigeria due to their insatiable greed? These are some of the questions I've been asking ever since this issue began. Recently, the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources hosted a crucial meeting with Dangote as well as officials of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority in an apparent move to sort out the recent altercations between the two parties. At the meeting also were the leaders of the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission and that of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited. Although no specifics were mentioned by the statement, the disagreement between the chief executive of NMDPRA and Africa's richest man Aliko Dangote had recently dominated the public space. The disagreement was over the quality of product being churned out by the $20 billion, 650,000 barrels per day oil refinery owned by Dangote, which NMDPRA alleged was producing fuel with high sulfur content. The director had maintained that products from the facility, namely diesel and jet fuel, were of lower quality than the one imported by NNPCL. The director stated that Dangote Refinery had not been granted a full license to operate, explaining that the facility cannot be solely relied upon to satisfy the fuel needs of the country. The NMDPRA boss added that he had been under pressure by Dangote Refinery to stop all imports of diesel and jet fuel, despite the fact that the imported fuel had lower sulfur content than the ones from Dangote Refinery. In his own words, he noted that Dangote Refinery is in the pre-commissioning stage. It has not been licensed yet. We haven't licensed them yet. They are still in the pre-commissioning stage. I think they are about 45% completed, in completion rather. So we cannot rely heavily on one refinery to feed the nation, because Dangote is requesting that we should suspend or stop all importation of petroleum products, especially diesel and jet fuel, and direct all marketers to the refinery. So in terms of quality currently, Dangote Refinery as well as some major refineries like Watersmith Refinery produce between 650 ppm to 1000 ppm, so in terms of quality, their quality is much inferior to the imported quality. Dangote on its own rejected the claims by the industry regulator that the products from his new refinery were substandard, expressing doubt over the quality of laboratories used in testing the standard of fuels in the countries by NMDPRA. To convince his visitor that his position was factual, Dangote and his team tested samples of diesel brought from 2 separate filling stations and another from his refinery in his laboratories. He admitted that when the refinery started, it was churning out about 600 ppm to 650 ppm, which was still the best quality at the time. He stressed that the refinery now had less than 870 ppm product and was set to hit 1000 ppm next month compared to over 1800 and over 2600 ppm respectively from other tested samples. Similarly, Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria have asked the president to sack the CEO of NMDPRA because the agency had lost the ethical and neutral authority to exercise its mandate in the face of the clear manifestation of preference for importation of petroleum products. The Senate also had recently raised the alarm over the persistent importation of hazardous petroleum products and the influx of substandard diesel into the Nigerian market, which actually leaves a question mark on the forehead of the boss of the NMDPRA as to why he claims that the Dangote refinery produces substandard fuel. The petroleum industry, without doubt, is the backbone of Nigeria's economy, and any threat to its integrity is a direct threat to the economic survival of Nigeria. The petroleum sector has been the lifeblood of our economy, providing revenue that funds our infrastructure, education, healthcare, and numerous other vital sectors. Over the past few years, we have witnessed a concerning trend of alleged malpractices and economic sabotage within the petroleum sector. These allegations range from illegal bunkering, pipeline vandalism, oil theft, and other nefarious activities that have collectively bled our economy dry. The impact of these actions have been devastating, contributing significantly to our current economic downturn. The antagonistic attitude of the CEO NMDPRO to the Dangote refinery is ethically disturbing, going by public display of his preference for the continuous importation of fuel. To be candid, this issue has actually opened the eyes of Nigerians to the deep-rooted corruption ongoing in the petroleum sector,